Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearthstone for Kaiserreich Germany. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So, we are currently at 192% debt. Okay, I mean, that doesn't, it seems bad. We're going to lose 5%, but we're going to lose 5% of this at the end of this turn. We're getting an extra 200 as well. And we'll win this round. Right? We're at -7. And -7 isn't good. We want to try to, I'm guessing we need to get this down to 0, huh? We have the following cards currently in our hand. We have all these cards in our pack. I wish we could remove Minor Strike. The Rur again? Anyways. I wish we could remove cards from our hands. I'm sure there's got to be something in there that'll be useful for us. Or it'll be useful for us to take out. Delegates from all the Middle European states gather in Berlin for the biannual discussion, as well as negotiations on the direction of the bloc's activities. Though hundreds of different issues will be discussed, only those which receive the attention of enough member states will receive the time of day they need. It'll be up to the chairman of the Middle European Commission, who's currently from the German Empire, to select which of these many proposals will be implemented by the bureaucratic authorities. There are 3 proposals which consider support from the members of the states. So, I mean, I chose one of these. Lower Silesia gets a factory. I guess, is this everyone gets 1 factory? Or cheaper guns? It's only so you think like 180 days? It's okay. Like, what's our current? 41? Like, it seems okay, but it's like, it's for half of a year. This is a permanent factory. I say that, but if we're trying to build infrastructure as quickly as possible, we're going to go from, I don't even know, we're at like 35 right now, and by 35 I mean 44. Let's enact the financial injection. That will give us, it gives us an extra 6 factories for half of a year. I think that is worthwhile. Hey, yeah, fuck you, British. Get out of here. Okay, there's an emergency conference. I think Herrenberg is going to be elected, maybe? The rise of Hugenberg. The party conference at the WWII did not lead to the easing of tensions that Sherman has still to hope for. In fact, the worst possible outcome developed. It turns out that a number of supporters of Hugenberg had among the party membership was greater than anticipated. Representatives who were uncertain which side to join were swayed by the reactionaries with promises of appointments and a more aggressive political line. Confident in his chances, Herrenberg suddenly denounced Hassel's leadership and demanded a vote of no confidence at the conference, a vote which Hassel ultimately lost. The leader of the National Revolutionaries resigned in shame, and Hugenberg was elected to his stead, completing his triumphant march to power. Though Hassel remained the foreign secretary, full power of the DVLP is now held by the reactionary faction, whose leaders declare that the DVLP will now pursue a true national conservatism, not a crypto-socialism that was supported by his predecessor. Okay, so we're completing his 10-year period over the German far right. Where will it lead him? I don't know. Well, I guess we will find out. So we still don't have a majority of the seats. We had a perfect 50-50 split. This is still okay. Do any of you actually do anything for us now? I mean, I guess there are stability bonuses, which isn't bad. Portugal is causing issues in Middle Africa. I'm hoping that Middle Africa can probably deal with that situation on their own. Okay, we got our price controls. Add a copy of the card Trade Union Collaborations. Half of all accrued investment is dealt as stability score. But the problem with that is I always have enough stability. I never have enough fucking investment. What about over here? What about you? Organic statehood. The Cynicalist blow. So I think this is with when the socialists attack us. Renew the anti-socialist laws. Organic statehood. Thing is, I really want to get rid of this panel. Like, I want to get rid of Black Monday. Let's get you done next. Portugal offers an explanation. Portugal ambassador explained great deal of the chaotic situation in the Ruma region. Okay, well, we're gonna say the matter's resolved. I don't know if the guy in Middle Africa really believes it, but it's not up to him, right? It's up to me whether or not the situation's been resolved. Convoys, we have -4 convoys. I mean, that seems kind of bad. Chaos in the right. Only those that are heads in the sand could have thought that Hugenberg's ascension would bring good news to the government. The first meeting of the leaders of the Schwal-Weiss-Rot coalition, initiated by Westarp to smoothen out the distance between the conservatives and the new leader of the Fatherland Party, went poorly. Hugenberg allowed his newfound power to immediately go to his head. So he began flexing his muscle and demanding conservatives surrender to his will, from more secretaries in the cabinet to larger judgments in government policy. Westarp could only offer vague promises and platitudes, convincing no one. Days later, the first articles of the DKP-aligned newspapers, such as the Kurzaltog, criticized the DVLP were published. They point out that the instability is the extreme right and claim that Hugenberg was jeopardizing the conservative revolution. What the coalition about the collapse? The liberals and the socialists certainly awaited it with glee, and the DVLP's delegation to the Reichstag tried to salvage the situation with a declaration that they will support a national conservative government under any circumstances. This motion was pushed forward by Hassel and the National Revolutionaries, going around Hugenberg and his reactionary faction, a direct reputation of the new chairman's authority. You know, I didn't need that political power. -50? Good. It'll strengthen the German people if they can't have anything nice. So 200, we're going to -5. That'll take us down to 187. The Winterfeld motion. Alfred Hugenberg activated his trump card. At his behest, the Fatherland Party, members of the Reichstag, Frederick von Winterfeld, proposed a resolution which would give the chairman of the party the sole right to determine whether the party would participate in the government. This was directly prompted by a revolt of the party's Reichstag delegation, and outside observers feel that Hugenberg would use this resolution to pull out from the government unilaterally. Ulrich von Hassel and his allies were not informed of this plan and, understandably, opposed it vicariously. Nevertheless, Winterfeld had introduced a motion with the executive committee, the DVLP, which is now asked to vote for or against turning the party policy. Do we want? I have no idea if we want this to pass or not. Fuck it, let's pass it. Let's see what happens. I've got no clue. Okay, I want the tank to move up, and I want you to move up as well. Russia has declared war in Central African states. That seems fine. We've completed this. We're now at -6. 1,225. Okay, I think we haven't... See, the thing is, these are now more expensive. Every time we fail, it gets worse for us. But I think we do have enough. But it is going to be a 7% increase. Oh, you're just good. Boom. So I think... we get a big bonus from you. You're good. We need 2,500, which is you. So we actually don't need you. Saves us 2%. And at least right now, look how much fucking stability score we have, man. It's crazy. Oh, we get another -5%. There are so many cards. I'm looking at this now. There are so many cards I should have played way earlier, and I just absolutely did not. Maybe does infrastructure count for this? I'm kind of worried if infrastructure actually does not matter for you at all. For -39, 0.55 per day. Hugenberg quits. The Schwarz-Weiß-Rot coalition is dead. Now in full control of the Reichstag delegation of the DVLP, Hugenberg suddenly announced his departure from the coalition and issued a demand for all DVLP secretaries to resign from their offices at once. Newspapers frantically announced his titanic realignment to the nation within hours. To the rest of the conservative establishment, this was about a madness. But for Hugenberg, this was all part of his brilliant plan. His goal is to shotgun the coalition in destruction and then use his control of the media to present it as the fault of the DKP and the Chancellor Edward von Kleist. This way, conservative voters would realign with the DVLP. The political system must be polarized between the national opposition bloc and the radical left, at which point all moderate voters would only flock to him. Not everyone in the DVLP agrees with the plan, however. The National Revolutionary faction, which has had enough of Hugenberg's incompetence and stubbornness, refused to pull out. Instead, it gathered around Ulrich von Hassel. It broke out into a new party, which proclaimed its loyalty to the government and, at least in part, restored the Black-White-Red coalition. Their influence in the coalition has been torpedoed, however. So we'll strengthen the coalition, the standing of the DKP. The VLP will leave the faction. We're going to lose 10% stability. And a fraying coalition. Everything's going fine in Germany, okay? We're good. The time and power has not been kind to the red-white... What is it? Red-white-black coalition? It has lost enough deputies that it no longer holds majority in the Reichstag. Though it's not necessarily a death sentence to the government, especially if it is equipped with an enabling act to strengthen the position of the chancellor. It does mean that passing any law will become a struggle, especially annual budgets, which may not be possible without the backing from the Zentrum, the far right, or the left. The recent era of the Chancellor Dirksen is a sharp reminder of what the cabinet without a majority support in the Reichstag may degenerate to. Needless to say, this is a sparking panic among cabinet secretaries and parliament notables, and any option is being considered. A prolonged minority government, a nonpartisan cabinet, coordinated with the Kaiser, integrating Zentrum into the government, not good. Negative 36%. We love to see it. Okay. And the Chancellor has now resigned. The deadlock in the coalition has been resolved in a swift stroke. The Chancellor, Ewald von Schmeisen, suddenly announced his resignation. The news came as a shock to all the major power holders in the coalition and immediately initiated a scramble for a replacement. It is believed that Klaus' decision was motivated not just by the collapsing situation in the coalition, but personal motivations as well. In his heart, he was an idealist who chose to move to politics because he sought to create what he had envisioned as a virtuous, homogeneous society. The cultural politics that he had experienced since his appointment as a chancellor shattered his expectations. It is believed that he will distance himself from politics entirely in the aftermath, instead of retiring to his estate in Pomerania. With the advice of his inner circle and representatives of the Reichstag, Wilhelm II, as the German Emperor, saw fit to appoint Paul Luyun as the next chancellor. This is a significant shift. Luyun was chosen as a moderate Catholic conservative who is respected by DKP and Zentrum, and the cabinet has formed to reflect this, shutting out the DVLP and the rest of the far right from government and replacing them with Zentrum representatives. Though he is sympathetic to the reforms envisioned by the DKP, few believe he is anywhere near enough as thorough or radical as the previous DKP DVLP cabinet. At so long, the last virtuous Junker. Excellent. Okay, we're doing well. By the way, is there anything I want to do? Total support 200. Arms is looking good. Agenda score. We have 141 agenda score on this. Sure, let's just back this. This looks fine. Infantry, we will send you to Red Army. That looks good. So who is even in charge anymore? By the way, do we say out the Conservative Revolution? We do. But we've lost this. Which is kind of fine. Like, there's so much shit going on all of the time. But you'll be finished soon. Once you're done, I think we'll focus a little bit more on our tree here. So I want to deal with the anti-socialist laws. Right now, we're at 52% world tension. Benefits of the CSN investment. 100 political power. You beautiful son of a bitch. We love you, Brazil. Okay, give me equipment conversion speed. What do I want to spend you on? Hold the summit for peace. Negotiate. Azerbaijan, you know what? I do want to align them. Align you. Alliance with two Sicilies. Break out of Gibraltar Straits. Carlos Spain is not capitulating in civil war. CNT is definitely going to win this. Base in Cyprus. Base in Crete. Malta is controlled by a German ally. Suez Canal is controlled by a German ally. Press claims on Malta. Settle dispute with the Ottoman Empire. And this happens if the Egyptians have lost. Okay. Well, let's reduce our debt burden to 184%. Look, things are not... Everything's going to be bad, right? Azerbaijan joined the Reichspakt. That's great. Georgia is hanging out. Did you reject the Treaty of Poti? No, you stand by Germany. Okay. So Georgia should at some point align with us. I don't know when it'll be, though. Let's drag you up one province. We want to try to encircle Budapest if at all possible. And stop your attacks. I want to push this province because it'll break Budapest off from the rest of Hungary. And if we can do that, then the collapse of the Hungarian should be pretty swift, I would have to imagine. Okay, so what do we want here? Stability, new political advisors. Let's look at the anti-socialist laws. We'll see what we can get done there. Hey, Haiti's aligned with us. So are you going to join my faction? Not yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be soon. Protests organized by trade unions and socialist youth against our government today has ended unceremoniously, as instead of a brawl broke out between them and counter-protests organized by far-right parties. Said Nicholas Bass. We're negative 43% stability, goddamn. After the Franco-German War of 1771, the Sudentag was established to celebrate our victory at Sedan. We recaptured the last French Emperor, Napoleon III. Okay, well, thank you for the 5 political power. I'm sure that'll... I mean, you know what? We're at 14. We can probably take another debt point here, right? Negotiate with Sweden. That's about as best as we're ever going to get here. And I want all of you... Can I not get you to, unit assign mode? No, I don't want to assign you. Is it not control? Like, control click? Am I just wrong? Anyway, fine. Just assist in his attack. See what you can get done. Actually, I say that. Looks like we maybe will get encirclement. Okay, looks like they're actually already doing that, which is good for us. We'll take you next, and we do have an extra research slot. What do I want with you? The rifles are still, I think, a little too expensive. What year is it? 37? We can go for a 37 tank. I think that seems reasonable. Let's go new German conservatism. And the anti-socialist. What does this do for us? Investigate. We'll reach closer to destruction of the social democracy. Try to ban the SPD outright would be insanity. But what we can do is prepare. To receive a decision, it can slowly weaken a hold of the SPD among the working class and build up a case to its threat for all of German society. Do I want to take you immediately? We get 25 political power, so sure, investigate. See what you can get done. Spy on UD meetings. Sweden's declared war on... Sweden, I guess, yeah, Finland has a claim here. Finland, I'm going to say it's probably not in your best interest. Namely because I'm pretty sure when Russia goes to war with you, Finland, like, you're just going to get fucking steamrolled. And it's, like, not even going to be close. And I wish my units had supplies. I think that would be nice. But unfortunately, all their supplies are currently in Budapest. Unless there's another supply hub somewhere closer. There is not. Are you all gonna... Are you doing... Wait. Let me see. Is the AI doing something stupid here? It is doing something stupid. Yeah, let's go. Hey, okay. Fantastic. I love it when the AI will just abandon a position for no good reason. It really helps me out. Let's put one more support equipment. I think that seems fine. We're going to build more factories. We're going to get another 400. We're going to negative 5% on this. I think I finally have kind of figured out how this works. I mean, it did take us many episodes to get to this position. But I think we did figure it out. Okay, Black Monday turn has been completed. We're now at negative 5. Look at that, 177%. Like, that's the best I've ever seen in my whole life. 1515. 2000. And you don't do anything because you need a reform card. We don't have any reform cards. We could draw... Give me draw 2 here. Relief, recovery. You're a bonus. 3750. 1500 would be exactly enough for you. You'd be slightly behind. So we need something really cheap. Which I guess will be you. There we go. So that'll get us up to negative 4. I'm happy with that. I mean, I have to be happy with it. I don't have much choice in whether to be happy with where we're at or where we're not at. Unfortunately. Social democracy go down by 5. Reach closer to their destruction. War support goes up. Daily democracy support goes down a little bit. Are you just negative 0.01 forever? Empower the anti-socialist unions. I think that seems like a decent place for us to start. Okay, Argentina is now at war. Can I send you volunteers? I can send you 5. Holy shit. I'm going to send you an extra infantry. And we're just going to send you down to Argentina. There we go. 2 tanks, 3 infantry. I would have to imagine it should work pretty well against Patagonia's worker front. It might be a little bit worse off against the Chileans. But I think it'll still be good. Is there any other wars we want to get involved with? Spain's a lost cause. We don't need to worry about the Spanish. American Civil War. Peru. The answer is like not really. I mean, like theoretically we could align ourselves with the Princi Federation, send them some volunteers. But the likeliness they join us versus joining with the Japanese is slim. I don't think I've ever seen Princi Federation actually join Germany. Even though it is something that they can actually do. Is there anything we want from you? Support. Infrastructure. Let's go. Advisor. 5% consumer goods. After the Second Weltkrieg, when we can turn our plans into constitutional law, this focus shall guarantee that our government will become authoritarian democratic. But that you're not second in command. Organic statehood. National populism goes up a little bit. Let's take maybe relief cards. You actually lead to an extra research slot. That seems actually pretty good to me. And then aside from that, we do need still more rifles. So let's put you up to 20 for now. And I think with all that said, I think it's really a good time for us to end off this episode. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoying, you can always thumb down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.